he's also very, very close with Nigel Farage. Nigel Farage of Reform has said no to mass deportations. Does Donald Trump know that? I mean, let's put the pause button on here. Does Donald Trump know that? I find this hugely problematic. I really do. You need a mainstream political party who is saying, this is who we're going to deport. This is why we're going to deport them. And that's the end of that. And Reform simply aren't saying that. They've said no, that it isn't possible. It's madness. Europe can do it. America can do it. So can we. So here's another slogan for you. Detentions, deportations, remigration. We're sending them home.
Well, absolutely. And it's interesting that you mentioned Reform and Nigel's stance on it. And people have said to me within the Reform Party, who shall remain nameless right now, because they want to, they've said that they're keeping their powder dry. However, there is a break in the ranks here with Mr. Rupert Lowe, who has come out and quite boldly said, echoed your sentiments and that of President Donald Trump. We can debate about which order he's following. But he certainly is echoing your statements, and it is kind of going against what Nigel and Richard Tice is saying. Did you notice anything that Rupert had made these comments?
Yeah, I did. I mean, the dissension within Reform is across the board. We're inundated with ex-reformers, whether they were supporters, subscribers, chairmans. They've been axed. I don't know what Reform. I don't know what they're doing. I mean that literally, and also I mean it in the way of a slur. I don't know what they think they're doing, or other than, again, they are just concerned with their membership base. They're just concerned with saying we've got 90,000 members, we've got 95,000 members, now we've got 95.5, now we've got 100. That they seem to be only concerned with that. So I advise people to check out the tweets of High Command, check out the tweets of the VIPs at Reform. They have nothing to say. It's all outrage, or it's something that they can politicize or get their hands on, or it's about democratization, or it's about professionalization, or it's about how many people attended one of their branch meetings. Like to do Conservative Party 2.0 is worth anything. We need a new style of politics. We need a new form of politics. We're done with the politics of old. UKIP is specializing and leading the charge in this regard. So I advise people to check out Reform's Twitter timeline and tell me if you're inspired. And going to Rupert, the dissension there. Also, Alex Phillips as well around the incarceration of Tommy Robinson. And there are a few other people as well. I forget the other chap's name, but it'll come back to me. It seems like a very split camp. It very much seems everyone wants what UKIP's High Command and what UKIP's policies, its missions and its manifesto is saying. But there's that huge chunk that's in the Reform camp, and they're hanging in there with the Reform because they've given so much time. It's a mixture of cognitive dissonance with Stockholm syndrome. I don't know what it is, but the other half of Reform are potentially your classic Tory liberal voter, and you've also got Mohammed as their chairman as well. So how are you going to, again, the question remains frustratingly so, how are you going to deal with today's issues and the really uncomfortable conversations we've got to have? So you're going to see a more splintered, fractured camp within Reform. So in terms of the political commentary, I can do that all day long, but the reality is that every Kemi's appointment within the Tories, Reform's continual dereliction of duty with regard to what the British people need and deserve. This is something that is forecasted by myself over and over again. They're the gift that keep on giving. And I'd like to add to that. Let's say in 6 months' time, they flip-flop and they turn around and they say yes to mass deportations. What's the plan, Marcus? Is everybody in the Reform camp and anyone who's thinking about Reform going to go, great, brilliant, we finally got what we wanted? We've been betrayed by the establishment for decades. Why is it I can say it, but Nigel can't say it? Are we going to forgive not a Reform and High Command at Reform if they flip-flop and say in 6 months' time mass deportations is back on and remigration? Are we going to forgive that? Is that acceptable? I don't understand how anyone can say that that's okay to do. We're in crisis.